If you're planning to install solar, one of the first questions you'll find yourself asking is which solar panel is actually best for my roof? It sounds like a simple question, but the answer depends on something a lot of people actually overlook: your roof. The best panel for a small roof isn't the best panel for a ground mount in your garden. The best panel for a shaded roof isn't the same as the one you'd put on a nice open tiled roof with no constraints. Every roof is different, and the right panel for your neighbour is not necessarily the right panel for you. And did you know there are times where you can actually get more power out of a roof by facing the panels east or west than you can by facing them perfectly south? It sounds counterintuitive, but it's true, and I'll explain why later in the video. In this video, I'm going to walk through the most common roof types and explain which panel makes the most sense for each one. We'll cover pitched roofs, flat roofs, ground-mounted systems, in-roof systems, shaded roofs, and also small roofs. I'll be referencing a few specific market-leading panels throughout, and if you want the full breakdown on each one of those panels, please check out our latest Best Solar Panels video where I compare them all across 5 key metrics. The link's in the description. Now, throughout the video, I'm also going to give you 3 free tips that our design team uses internally when we're designing solar panel layouts that will help you to get the best investment return possible when designing your solar system. Now, before we get into it, if you've already got solar installed, I'd love to know which panels are on your roof and why you chose them. Please drop it in the comments below. And of course, if you're looking at solar and battery storage for your home or business, please do get in touch with Spirit Energy and we'll provide you a free bespoke technical quotation. We'll design a system specifically for your roof that maximizes the generation and the return that you can get from your property. Now, before we dive into each roof type, there's one thing worth getting straight. A lot of people assume the best solar panel is simply the one with the highest wattage or the highest efficiency, but that's not really true. What actually matters is how much electricity you can generate from the roof space you have available. Your roof is effectively a power station with a fixed footprint. The goal is to squeeze as much energy as possible out of that area. And this actually brings me on to my first free tip of the video. You don't have to use the same panel on every face of your roof. A lot of installers will quote one panel model across the whole property and leave it at that. But if you've got, say, a big south-facing roof and then a smaller east-facing one, you could put a jumbo high-output panel on the south face, where you've got the space for it, and a smaller standard-sized panel on the east face, where the jumbo wouldn't fit as neatly. The result is more total generation than if you just use one panel model across both roofs. A good installer should be open to this and should be modelling the cost benefit for you. If they're only quoting one panel model across the whole roof without looking at whether something else might fit better on a particular roof face, push back and ask them to look at it again. It can genuinely make a noticeable difference to your annual generation, and over 25 years, a real tangible difference to your investment return. Let's start with the most common scenario, which is a standard tiled pitched roof. This is what most UK homes have, and in this situation, the answer is pretty straightforward. The best panel for a pitched roof is almost always the one with the highest efficiency. That's because on a pitched roof, the panel sits really close to the tiles, usually about 160 millimeters above the surface of the roof. That means that the back of the panel doesn't receive much reflected light, so things like bifacial generation don't really come into play. What actually matters is how much electricity the panel can generate per square meter. And this is where high efficiency panels like the AIKO NeoStar 3 and the Longi S10 really shine. Both use all back contact technology, which means the actual electrical connectors inside the panel are on the back, as opposed to other panel models where the contacts are on the front. Solar panel efficiency is based on how much of the light hitting the surface of the panel is turned into electricity. So by dedicating more of the surface area to the photovoltaic cells themselves, rather than wasting it on electrical connections, the result is that you get more power out of the same bit of roof. So for most homeowners with a standard pitched tiled roof, the best approach is to install the most efficient panel you can get your hands on. In 2026, that's either going to be the AIKO NeoStar 3 or the Longi S10, depending on your installer's preference. Now, something I do want to mention at this point are jumbo solar panels. Solar panels generally come in 2 sizes. You've sort of got standard panels, which are about 1.8 by 1.1 meters, and that's pretty much the size of every panel I've mentioned so far in the video. And then you've also got jumbo panels, which are physically much bigger, about 2.4 meters by 1.1. A good example is the AIKO Stellar, which is a 665 watt panel. Now, jumbo panels are traditionally used on commercial projects, but they can absolutely make sense on residential roofs as well, particularly if you've got a wide open roof with no awkward obstructions. Last year, we had a project where the front of the roof could fit 7 standard AIKO 470 watt panels, giving 3.29 kilowatt peak. When we looked at jumbo panels, we could actually fit 7 of the AIKO 625s, which gave us 4.375 kilowatts peak, just because it could make a bit better use of the space. So linking back to what I said about pitched roofs a moment ago, the principle is still exactly the same. It's all about generation per square meter. If a jumbo panel gets you more total power out of your roof than a standard panel does, then go with the jumbo. Don't just default to the standard size, because that's what your installer tends to quote. Next up, flat roofs. Now, flat roofs are genuinely one of the most interesting roof types when it comes to solar design, because you've got so much more flexibility with how the panels are actually positioned. On a flat roof, the panels are installed on mounting frames that tilt them at an angle, usually somewhere between 10 and 15 degrees. Traditionally, solar panels are installed facing south because that maximizes total generation over the year. But on flat roofs, installers often do something slightly different. Instead of placing all the panels facing south, they'll install them in an east-west configuration, where one row faces east and the next row faces west. The benefit of this is that you can actually fit more panels into the same roof area, because east-west rows can be packed much closer together without one panel casting shadows onto the row behind it. It also spreads the generation evenly throughout the day. You get strong production in the morning from the east-facing panels and strong production in the afternoon from the west-facing panels. Now, when it comes to choosing the panel itself, the same principle still applies. You generally want the most efficient panel you can get, but flat roofs introduce another interesting opportunity, which is bifaciality. Because the panels are tilted up on frames and raised well above the roof surface, the back of the panel can actually receive a decent amount of reflected light from the roof surface below, and that means that a bifacial panel can produce a noticeable amount of additional electricity. So on a flat roof, panels like the Longi S10 and the Eurener Nexa 500 are great options because they're all bifacial. If you have a flat roof, it's worth asking your installer to simulate the bifacial gain and see whether that changes the recommendation. And do check out our recent video on everything you need to know about flat roof solar in the UK. So what about in-roof systems? Well, these are installations where the panels are integrated directly into the roof structure and replace the tiles themselves rather than sitting above them. They look really sleek because the panels sit flush with the surface of the roof. But they do have one significant technical challenge, and that's heat. When panels are mounted on top of a roof, there's a gap underneath that allows air to circulate and cool the panels down. But in an in-roof system, that airflow is massively restricted. The cells can get a lot hotter, and when solar panels get hot, their efficiency drops. This is where temperature coefficient becomes important. Temperature coefficient tells you how much output a panel loses for every degree Celsius above the standard test temperature of 25 degrees. The lower the number, the better the panel performs when it heats up. The Longi S10 and the REC Alpha Pure RX both have excellent temperature coefficients at -0.24% per degree Celsius. The AIKO NeoStar is very close behind at -0.26%. For an in-roof installation, any of these 3 panels would be a really solid choice because they'll hold on to more of their output when the cells are running hot. On a summer day with cell temperatures up at 60 or 70 degrees Celsius, that difference will really add up. So the next quick free tip of the video while we're on the subject. If you're building a new house or you're re-roofing your existing one, you should seriously consider going in-roof rather than on-roof, and here's why. With an in-roof system, the panels replace the tiles, so you don't have to pay for the tiles that would have gone in that area. On a re-roof or a new build, that saving on tile cost can offset a meaningful chunk of the in-roof system's extra cost compared to a standard on-roof install. This only really works if the roof was going to be done anyway, Ripping perfectly good tiles off a roof just to fit an in-roof system doesn't usually make financial sense, but if you're already doing roof works, then an in-roof system becomes a much more attractive option than most people realise. So if you're a self-builder or you're planning a re-roof or a new build in the next year or two, it's worth timing your solar install to coincide with the roof work. Another scenario is ground-mounted systems, where the panels are installed on a structure in your garden or on a bit of land rather than the roof. And in this situation, bifaciality becomes quite important. Ground-mounted systems are similar to flat roofs in that they usually have a lot more space around and underneath the panels. Light can bounce off the ground or even the front of the panel behind it back onto the rear side of the bifacial. So again, bifacial panels can generate a meaningful amount of additional electricity on both sides. Depending on the surface below the panels and the design of the mount, you can see a decent uplift in total generation. The other nice thing about ground mounts is that you're not constrained by roof size. So if you want to maximise generation, you can really take advantage of jumbo panels like the AIKO Stellar. You end up installing fewer panels, but each one produces more electricity, which can reduce the overall cost. So if you've got the space for a ground mount, a bifacial jumbo panel is a really powerful combination. Now this is where it gets really interesting. If your roof has shade on it, whether that's from a chimney or a dormer or a neighbouring building or trees, then choosing the right panel can make a huge difference to how much electricity you actually generate. To understand why, I need to quickly explain how traditional panels deal with shade. Every standard solar panel is split into 3 electrical zones, each protected by something called a bypass diode. If part of the panel gets shaded, the bypass diode kicks in and that entire third of the panel switches off. You only get output from the remaining 2/3. So even a small shadow, like from a plumbing vent or a bit of bird mess, can knock a third of the panel offline. Now the AIKO NeoStar 3 and the Longi S10 both use something called all-back contact technology, and it completely changes the game for shaded roofs. Because all the electrical connections are on the back of the cell rather than the front, AIKO and Longi have much more precise control over how each individual cell behaves electrically. And that allows them to do something really clever when cells get shaded. Rather than immediately firing the bypass diode and losing a whole third of the panel, the shaded cells go into a controlled state called avalanche breakdown. That's a technical term, but all you really need to know is that it allows current to continue flowing through the shaded cell, even though that cell is no longer actually generating any power. The rest of the panel just carries on working almost as if the shade isn't there. AIKO has released some pretty dramatic demonstration videos showing the difference this makes. In one of their tests, under dynamic tree shade, a standard TopCon solar panel drops to 33% of its maximum output, while the AIKO panel keeps running at 59%. With something as small as a bit of bird mess, the standard panel drops to 0%, while the AIKO is still producing 87% of its maximum. Under chimney shade, the AIKO delivers 72% compared to just 33% from the standard panel. So if your roof, like the one behind me, has any meaningful shade on it, whether that's from a chimney, a dormer, or a nearby tree, or even just a vent pipe, then I'd strongly recommend going to either the AIKO NeoStar 3 or the Longi S10. And make sure your installer runs a proper shade analysis using software that can actually model the back contact cell behavior. Otherwise, the modeling won't reflect what the panel will really produce. We've made a full video breaking down the AIKO shade technology in much more detail if you want to go deeper on it. The link's in the description. So here's the final free tip on the subject of shade. The orientation of the panel itself, whether it's installed in portrait or in landscape, actually changes how shade affects its output. And this is something a lot of installers don't think carefully enough about when designing a solar system. Here's why. The bypass diodes inside a panel run in a specific direction, usually splitting the panel up into 3 vertical zones along the edge. So if you've got shade moving across your roof horizontally, like from a chimney that casts a long shadow at certain times of a day, having the panel in portrait versus landscape can be the difference between losing 1/3 of the panel's output or losing 2/3. Same shade, same panel, completely different result, depending on which way it's oriented. Take a look at video 4 on our case study video series, Sam's Solar Journey, where we looked at how shade moves across the roof to influence our decision on whether to arrange Sam's panels in portrait or landscape. So what if you've only got space for 2 or 3 panels on a roof? Well, then you really need to consider the solar panel's voltage. Solar panels connect to the inverter in a string, and the voltage from each panel adds up. Now, every inverter has something called an MPPT minimum startup voltage. That's the threshold the string needs to hit before the inverter will actually turn on and start generating. On a lot of hybrid inverters like the Tesla Powerwall 3 or SIG Energy, that's somewhere between 60 and 100 volts. So here's the problem. If you've only got space for 2 or 3 panels, and those panels are relatively low voltage, then early in the morning and late in the evening when the sun is weak, your string might not reach the minimum startup voltage, and the inverter just might not turn on. You lose production at the start and end of every single day, and a real chunk on the overcast winter days. The solution is a high voltage panel. This is where the REC Alpha Pure RX 470 becomes really helpful. The REC has a 60% higher open circuit voltage than most of its competition, which means that even with only 2 or 3 panels, you'll comfortably clear the inverter's threshold and start generating earlier and finish later. So if you can only fit a handful of panels on your roof, ask your installer what the minimum MPPT startup voltage is on the inverter that they're proposing, and whether the string will sit above it across the day and across the year. If there's any risk that it won't, then a high voltage panel like the REC is almost certainly the right call, even over a higher output panel like the Longi 490 or AIKO NeoStar 3. And remember my first tip in this video. If you have a big roof and a small roof, use the higher efficiency panels on the big roof and the higher voltage panels for the small roof. So here's a quick recap. For pitched roofs, go for whichever panel enables you to get the most generation out of the roof, which in 2026 probably means the AIKO NeoStar 3 or the Longi S10, unless you can get more power using a jumbo panel. For flat roofs, efficiency still matters most, but a bifacial panel can give you a nice boost, so the Longi S10 is a really strong option. And remember, you might get more power by going for an east-west mounted system over a south-facing system. For ground mounts, bifacial panels and jumbo format modules are the winning combination. For in-roof integrated systems, temperature coefficient really matters because airflow is so restricted. So the Longi S10 or the REC Alpha Pure RX or the AIKO NeoStar 3 are all great choices. For shaded roofs, the AIKO NeoStar 3 and the Longi S10 are clear winners because of their back contact cell technology. And for small roofs, the REC Alpha Pure RX 470 is worth seriously considering because its higher voltage will help you clear the inverter's minimum MPPT startup and generate earlier and later in the day. And if you're interested in installing solar or battery storage, please do get in touch with Spirit Energy. We'll design a bespoke system that matches the right panel and inverter combination to your roof and that maximizes your return on investment. Thanks for watching, and please check out our other videos.